Hi, I'm Ian Brophy, and I'm reporting on the future of boxing and mixed martial arts in the city of Boston from Redline Fight Sports in Central Square. Redline Fight Sports is a gym that teaches various forms of fighting, which include boxing and mixed martial arts. Chris Gully, 42, runs the gym and has been training as a fighter since 1986. He said he has seen a growth in mixed martial arts, but that boxing has already hit its peak.
The MMA scene is probably bigger. I'm sure it's bigger at this point, and there's more opportunities to fight regularly in MMA than there is boxing now. I think boxing still has a really good, toehold in Boston. I think it's probably about plateaued. I don't know that it's growing as fast a rate as maybe it did in the past, the 70s and 80s, when boxing ruled, and the heavyweight champion of the world, like everyone, it was a household name. I think most people probably don't know the various weight classes, professional champions these days, don't follow Olympic boxing and so forth as closely. But on the other hand, most people know the UFC champions. So MMA has definitely surpassed it in most younger people or even older people that sort of just follow sports as what's on the radar.
Marvin Perry, a former professional kickboxer and now coach at Redline Fight Sports, said boxing is still a big part of Boston, but mixed martial arts has taken center stage.
Boxing is still popular, but in Boston I would have to say that there's more big names in MMA right now as opposed to like boxing. More events, everything going on for MMA as opposed to boxing.
Waset Dafari, a boxer who is making the transition to mixed martial arts fighter, said the gruesome excitement of MMA has contributed to its popularity among the younger generations.
Yes, a lot of knockouts and chokes, because it kind of resembles street fighting. And most people like that, the brawl and the knees and the elbows, a lot of blood, and people love that, So I think that's why they appeal to the young generation more than boxing.
And others, such as Ben Perinello, agree.
Well, boxing is just one aspect of MMA, but I think boxing is more of an old school type tradition, and MMA is the new and up-and-coming thing. So I think boxing might still appeal to like the older generations and people who grew up watching it, where MMA appeals to the younger crowd, such as myself. So I find watching just boxing boring after watching MMA, where you can do pretty much anything, where in boxing you can only punch.
While many believe the people of Boston favor mixed martial arts, Gully feels the tradition of boxing will help keep it alive in a city like Boston.
Boston is, has a city of so much tradition. It's an old city, and boxing's been a big part of the tradition going way, way back. Whether you're talking about Hagler or all the great fighters that have come up out of here. It's part of the tradition, and I think people remember that. Boston collectively has a long memory.
I don't think boxing is gonna fade away.
Yes, boxing I think it will always be around because it's been around for so long, and either it's going to be parallel but I don't see boxing dying. You understand?
And boxing is still a big sport, and it still brings in a lot of money.
Other gyms in Boston were unavailable for comment on this story. This is Ian Brophy reporting from Redline Fight Sports.